Yo, welcome back to this week's Off the Record podcast. And in today's episode, it's the Crossfader staff night out. Let's go. Can you make money from requests? And Crossfader is growing a little bit. Let's get stuck into episode 59 of the Off the Record podcast.
Music, industry talk, stories, equipment and more. We are Crossfader and this is off the record. Off the record. Off the record.
Hello, welcome back to this week's Off the Record podcast with me, Jamie and Ben.
Yep. Listen, I've literally just got a notification from the guy saying, my bad, thought guy in the middle was Ben, but still.
Sorry for the weird start. We've just seen a comment on last week's podcast saying, Lawrence looks like he loves the podcast. Jamie looks like it's okay. And Ben couldn't care less or something like that.
I just said Ben in the middle.
Ben stood in the middle.
I mean, that's a bit weird. My brother's called Ben, which is strange. Yeah.
This is Ben, so yeah, welcome Ben. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
On today's episode, we're a bit excited, guys. We're going out tonight, aren't we? Well, we're going out. We're having some food. We're going to a comedy show.
Yep.
We're going to see Ricky Gervais, which I guess would be like a 50-50 polarising opinion.
Probably, yeah.
He's a bit Marmite, right? But
he is, yeah.
You know, we don't get a lot of stuff in Leeds.
No. We didn't have much, can get. Not much to choose from.
When we get somebody half famous, we just have to go. So we're going for some sushi, and we're going to see Ricky Gervais, and everyone is probably going to bed, and I'm off to work. So you can.
It's a long day and night for you, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. You can follow along with our journey. I'll put some pictures up on story if you want to see sushi. If that's your thing. If you want to see some sushi, and me probably getting drunk on my own. If you want to see that, then you can follow our story. But celebrations are in order.
Yes.
One of us is pregnant.
Can you guess which one?
Can you guess who? It's Ben. No. In all seriousness, congratulations to Katie and Jamie. There's a new baby coming.
Woo! That's right.
Congrats, mate.
And that's why we're a bit earlier on the podcast today.
Yes. So you're going for a scan today?
I'm going for the second scan. We're going to see the baby, which is always exciting.
2 kids.
Yeah.
Another
Coming
one.
up to another one.
2 kids.
It's all right.
Speaking of experience.
I'll have to bring the Crossfader baby grower back out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Speaking from experience, good luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
But congratulations to you and Katie. We are buzzing.
Yep.
Have a little Crossfader pal.
Well, thank you.
I'm
I
excited.
appreciate it.
Can't wait. Moving on to this week's stuff. I come across something just fun about 2 days ago. I forgot to bring it up in the office. I don't know if it's new, but I came across this app which basically claims to be able to pay DJs for requests. I saw this on Instagram. Yeah.
Looks really good.
I think there's actually 2 knocking about. The one that I found is called Yo DJ. There's also one called 128, I think, something like that. But they do the same thing. So you obviously download the app. You can sort of search Spotify on there. Obviously, you and the DJ will have to have the app. This is where the thing, I think, falls down.
Yeah.
But you have to have the app. And yeah, it's basically, you search Spotify, you basically ping it to whoever the DJ is on, and he can choose to accept or deny the request, basically. But you can pay for the request, which, I mean, cool. It'll work in some circles. But I think the issue is a lot of, obviously, it makes sense for a DJ to have it, but getting a consumer to get this app is a bit like, why would I'll just shove my phone in the DJ.
Could you imagine the struggle of trying to explain to a drunk person you need to download this app over a sound system as well? It's like having to try and mouth that this is what you need. I think it could work well for residencies though. The amount of times where you're in residencies and you have the similar crowd coming in, week out, you get to know that crowd. And if you had posters in the venue or screens that had it on, and it just became a thing that the crowd each week started to know, and then spread it between the mates, just put it in this app, he might play it. I can see it working in those instances, but there's definitely a hurdle to get to that point of general public.
Couple of things. I remember when going back first starting, even going out or DJing, you used to have screens that you could text. And it became obviously a bad idea. It was fun when it started, but it became a bad idea. But also, I can see it working with a themed night. I've worked with like brands, like, you know, alcohol brands where they theme the night and you get like, you know, they get like flyers down out and key rings down out and like stuff hanging in the venue, stuff on screens, like the event be sponsored. So I can see this like being somewhere where this company can sponsor an event and then it gets the word out around, you know, little pockets of towns and things like that. But
Cisco on YouTube had a great idea. Need to have a sheet with a QR code to download the app in front of the booth.
I think it probably. I think that probably will be a bit of a thing.
Like stickers or something.
Yeah. Listen, man, anything to give DJs money, I'm on board. I will stop the music. and ask everyone to download the app for sure.
Well, Retro Robson said that's called a jukebox.
Yeah, I mean, I
mean,
I suppose you're
right.
Jukebox,
yeah. I mean, it happens on Twitch, right? Like you tune into a DJ set on Twitch and you can get paid loads of money on there.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm sure Virtual DJ has this integrated as well.
Yeah.
This service integrated, so you can
like that,
have it connected to the screens and have like a URL on the screen.
Yeah.
That is it's a similar process basically, and it's integrated already into Virtual DJ.
Show. Right. Today's theme, and by the way, we are live as usual, and we always love to get you guys involved in the podcast. So if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, please ask your questions. Can literally be about anything. If you need advice with your equipment, if you want some DJ advice in general, put your questions in, and we're going to get some questions at the end. But we're going to talk about, I put a post on Instagram about what is the difference between a good DJ and a great DJ. And I think the kind of separation is kind of like, you know, how do you get to be like that headline level? Because there's so many kind of like different big acts. You've got like the sort of Fred again, like the technical. Then you've also got like the sort of comedian, like the comedian ones. The ones that are a bit funny, like Fisher, and things like that. There's a wide spectrum of things. But I think we can sort of piece it together and just tick off some things of what's the difference between good and like great, like excellent. Like, you know, you've been to gigs and you're like, oh my God, like this is it.
Yeah.
So let's start with the structure. Let's think about, right, what is like a USP some DJs have that separate like let's go from like, you know, your
I think we've got to start off with like skills.
Yeah.
The first person comes to mind, Skills, James Hype.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, there's a reason why he's been like, you know, on Tomorrowland stage and this, that, the other. And it's not just because of his music. He makes music, but he's become known for his delivery and skills, you know, as a DJ in the booth.
But that does come into like the USP. Like that is his unique selling point. Yeah. And like I say, all these different people have different things.
Yeah.
So like, what can you add to like, even like, you know, think about like Daft Punk and Marshmello, like like they have like masks and stuff like this.
Yeah.
All these kind of different people have different USPs, isn't they? What are some USPs that you could sort of start thinking about as a DJ? Like you say, it could be technical, could be like personality, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really strong song selection.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one though.
I mean, if you can just be like
the selector.
I mean, I'm sure we've all remembered like gigs that we've been to where every single song that has been played is just like it's just right. You know what I mean? It just feels like it works and it's like a vibe in it.
You've got two sides to this though, because I think you've got the people like the old school DJs that have been in the game a long time that understand the whole spectrum of like a genre or multiple genres, the backstory of it and how to tap into what was classic and bring it to modern day. So you've got those DJs who are like classic DJs, like your Carl Cox, you know, he understands how the culture has formed, but then how it's evolved as well. So he can tell that story through the music he's playing. But then you've also got the new people coming through who have tapped into like music culture around their local scene and they're bringing that to the forefront, you know, and they're shining a light on what's fresh and new, and that elevates them. There's even people that we've, you know, worked with around Leeds in the UK that have formed their own scenes, like literal music scenes, and developed nights off the back of the style that's local to this area, and then, you know, down the line have become much bigger DJs because of it, because they've evolved a scene from the ground up. So there's definitely that music selection is a big part of it.
Yeah, like I'm thinking in my head like Suat as well.
Yeah.
Like just like a totally different perspective on DJing. You know, he's doing big shows now, and that's just like a completely.
But it's interesting with Suat, he's kept to the sound that he loves as well. Like there's a lot of DJs
very
that
credible. Yeah, he could have gone way cheesy with it. And I think it balances him out so well.
It does 100%.
Because you would be like, I'd actually go to see a set because his music's unreal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not just like his gimmick and that credibility like gels well, doesn't it?
It does,
But yeah, and I like DJs that like just bring like personality. Like people, like for example, like Dylan Francis Francis, I'm not like a fan of his music generally.
But him as a person.
He's absolutely hilarious. And like, I would love to just go and see him because I think he's funny.
Like, I've got a story about Dylan Francis. I was in a mosh pit with Dylan Francis.
Off.
Yeah, swear to God, I was 14.
Way.
Me and Livesey.
14?
Yeah, me and Livesey, who used to work here. We went to one of my first ever gigs was Flux Pavilion was playing in Leeds.
Oh yeah.
And his warm-up act was Dylan Francis. And then after Dylan's set, he came into the crowd and we were just in a mosh pit with him. Touched his hand. Give him a high five.
That is unreal. Yeah. That is unreal.
Someone said here on YouTube that I think good DJ is someone who thinks he's the star of the show. I've met DJs who say they are here to see me, whereas a great DJ are so pumped about being there for the crowd, and they'll serve the crowd.
Good point.
100%.
I think that's a very good point.
You know what, I was going to go through the list, but I'm going to pull up some of the answers because the Crossfader community gives some like great answers to this question. Like,
nice.
So, understanding the crowd and a willingness to learn. And that is 100%, like Hugh said, when you get to a level you think you're elite, that's the guys that think they know everything, right?
Yeah.
It's like the guys and girls that think, and that's why they find a ceiling. And it's if you're not willing to learn, like you just, like you say with Carl Cox, like you'll never hear like a same set, like ever. It's like always evolving. Like always. So 100%. Let's have a look at some other good ones. We've got looking out and correcting the mistakes of other good DJs. A good DJ plays what people want to hear. A great DJ plays the music that crowd didn't know they wanted.
Perfect.
Drop the
That's
mic.
a great answer.
Drop
yes.
them.
I think that's something to always strive towards.
100%.
Even just in any gig is like, what can you bring to the table that you know the crowd are just gonna sit with them for days or weeks to come and go, oh, I totally forgot about that tune. And remember when that DJ dropped it, and just they get that, it just hits you right in the feels, it hits you in the soul.
Oh my God.
And I think that is definitely a big thing about becoming a great DJ. That does kind of come with time because you have to learn the vibe of a crowd and how people respond in various environments, and understand sort of the culture as well of the crowd that you're performing to. It could be that you're playing to, different age groups, or it could be that you're playing to a certain type of clientele, and you've got to kind of understand that to figure then out how to tap into their sweet spot. And I think that comes back to, again, like having a diverse music knowledge. It doesn't mean you have to play all the music in the world, but having that diverse music knowledge really can help in situations and help provide those little sweet spots in your set, depending on the crowd. And sometimes we've talked about this on the podcast before. It might be from wildcards. It might be, what we call a tune that doesn't necessarily, you wouldn't, if you wrote the track list down, you'd be like, why is that song there? But in the moment, that song was there because it did something for that audience at that moment in time. And it creates a memorable experience. So I think that is definitely one of the big things about becoming a great DJ. And it comes from experience for sure.
Big time. I think the next one as well is like having a loyal following. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a large following.
No.
It's them ones that will like follow you around and just like root for you all the time. It's like that's that next level, isn't it? Like I guess not so like it's easy to get a fan base, but you a lot of DJs kind of blow up online kind of thing, and you see it with producers, they'll get like a track out on the radio, it'll be number one, and you'll never hear about them again. And it's because you don't build that relationship, like I say, going back to like that, like Dylan Francis and Diplo, even who come across with personality like online, like Skrillex and Fred again. You can just tell they're having a great time. You're like you want to root for these guys.
Yeah, it's like you're buying into more than just the music, aren't you? It's like them as a person.
100%.
Sure.
I want to kind of give a shout here, Mr. G. This is flipping on its head slightly. He's saying like Craze, Cuba, Babu, Melody, like
100%. They're about the culture. That's what you're going about. The culture. These DJs that like set a scene, and they're not bothered about like headlining like Coachella. Like I'm sure they would, but like they're more about like being pure,
the art, like
DJing,
turntablism,
but then again,
DJing,
like, people like us who are a fan of that. I want to root for that, and I want to like watch that all the time because it's just like it's that culture. It's like ingrained in you, innit?
Yeah.
And if you can build like a loyal like following, it just like excels you. Like you want to root for these people to do well, don't you?
Yeah. Should we shout out DJ Angelo? We watched his. There's a video of DJ Angelo IMS Ibiza on his YouTube. Go check it out. An amazing 15-minute routine performance. He paid homage to the Ibiza sound, the classics from Ibiza, but he brought the turntablism into the routine, and he was doing it all from a phone using DVS with algorithm DJs. So definitely recommend going and checking out that set. It was tight, so tight.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice to see again that it makes a great DJ because he's gone, I'm in Ibiza. Yeah. I'm playing at IMS. Yeah. The few people that are here.
He's got hundreds of routines in his pocket. Yeah. He can just turn up and do, but it's not about that. He's like, I am going to set the scene for where I am.
Yes.
And that's what I mean about creating that. Like, real people, real fans of that kind of style know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's that creating that.
But he's created a bridge as well. So some of these DJs, again, like A-Track is a great example because A-Track comes from the DMC turntablist background, but he's now, he headlines big festivals and he also plays like, LA clubs and things like that. So he's a very diverse DJ and he plays all sorts of genres now, but he taps into the DJ culture, as in like the turntablism culture, and brings that forward to his big sets. Now, it's that thing of knowing as well how much to bring forth in those sets, because it can be too much for some of those big audiences and those big stages, going crazy scratchy and doing all this crazy like creative beat juggling and stuff. But he finds this balance and sweet spot of like pushing the music forward while also bringing some technical skills to that bigger stage. And again, that I feel like is what makes a great DJ, and the diversity of the sets someone like A-Track brings forward. He could play a big EDM festival and play all the big EDM bangers, but then he could play like a boat party somewhere and he'll dive deeper into the crates and dig much deeper.
I think
making a great DJ.
Diplo's a good example of that as well. Like me and Danny watched a bit of his. I saw something on Reddit like about did anyone check out his Texas set somewhere? And I'm like, what's? And there was loads of comments. I'm like, what's going on here? So we watched a bit of it, wasn't it? And he was playing like rock and roll.
It was weird, yeah.
It was very weird, but then also it's like again. He's not just turning up and playing like a Diplo top 10. He's in Texas, like he had a cowboy hat on. And he's like, let's go.
Diplo's always been that kind of versatile DJ though, and he's like, he'll adapt to anything and he makes it work as well. Yeah. He's like one of the few that can.
I think an interesting topic of conversation. I think A-Track's a bit of an exception to the rule, but can you be like elite level technical? Who are the technical DJs who made elite level who don't produce like chart-topping music or like well-known music? Can you become a DJ within a DJ and get to this top tier level without producing music? There's not many. I would say we know EZ, from the UK. That's kind of like the poster boy for it, for like a DJ's DJ. It's just a DJ radio. There's big radio DJs out there, like people like on Radio 1, like Greg James and things like that, big DJs, but can you get to that top tier without making music? It's a tough one, isn't it?
I think
not many.
The top of the game for a lot of the DJs that don't produce end up being tour DJs.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of big stadium gigs, supporting big artists. And that is definitely something to aspire towards if you are like set on becoming like the best, biggest DJ, getting paid, big money without producing. I think that's definitely a route to focus on.
Yeah. And I think it just, I think it's just natural progression in it. If you're making a name for yourself on the DJ scene, you naturally will, you'll meet people in the industry that will be like, oh, let's make a tune together. Cause you might have a big name as a DJ and then you meet a big producer and you'll get some ideas together and maybe that tune blows up. But
this is why I love doing this live. Someone said on YouTube, Pete Tong.
Well,
great example.
But he's a big, again, he's a good example because he's big on his own and you don't really go for his music. But he's had massive tunes and remixes with huge artists.
Yeah, but he's not known as an artist. He's known as a radio DJ. But again, he's like a culture. He's someone in the culture, Again, he might not be like the most technical DJ. Another one, James Zabilia.
Yeah.
He's kind of known for his skills and the technical skills and pushing
Andy C makes music.
Oh no, of course he makes it. But I know him more for like being like the best
DJ
in the world.
So you could look at like people like Jazzy Jeff and stuff.
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff's a good.
He has made music, but
I know,
not really known.
It's not like known like that, is he?
That's a good one. That
it's a tricky one, but
Celebrity background, that's another one as well, isn't it? Like people come from like that celebrity lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what about like putting on, when you get to this level, like putting on a show? Like can you put on a show as like a regular club DJ? Obviously you can't put on the lights and stuff like that, but delivering a unique show, I guess you can start at some kind of level. You can start as a residency, like learning that craft of like, hosting, running events, throwing your own parties and things like that, and creating, like you say, a unique sound. But the big boys put on a show, and it's this thing of like, there's these ones where like Calvin Harris wears like big video walls and flares and dances and all this kind of stuff. All there's like your Skrillex, Fred again. Let's turn it with a USB and rave. There's two sides to the story. And there's like these big fancy shows and stuff, or do you just want to see a DJ go and turn it up?
I think you can take inspiration from both of them. I definitely agree though, as a resident DJ or as a DJ going into the club scene, if you're listening to this, you can still put on a show and you can still think about your gigs as a show. Even if people don't have a clue who you are in that venue, the people that are dancing there, they don't know who you are. You're just there to provide music. But you can still create a show out of it. And some of my most memorable gigs are when it's like a residency that we've built more than just like, playing music. And what I mean by that is the interaction, the things you do with the crowd.
Yeah.
It doesn't, some things can be super cheesy. Some things can actually be quite cool. You'll see a lot of the time the common ones, like getting everyone to get the lights out on the phone or put the lighters up, and you get the light jockey to turn off all the lights in the venue, and then they light the venue up. You see it at festivals. You see big DJs doing this. Super common, getting people to literally put their hands in the air for a photo, like a big group photo. Get on the shoulders,
get on the floor. That's another one we used to get them to sit down and
then jump up when the track drops in. So those are like real easy things to start hooking onto as a resident DJ to create an atmosphere and a show that's more memorable beyond the music as well. And you can attach these things to the music. Now, obviously, you can then keep taking that further. The more you get confident on a microphone, you can start to like curate the night a bit more, and if there's a stage, you can get out on the stage and get some control with the crowd. We saw when we went to the festival, and was it Major Lazer, and they were making us do the jumping left, jumping right, jumping left. And again, it's like, it's these things, it's that crowd interaction that just, I remember that over the specific songs they played. I remember that thing of like crowd control, and that can make a great DJ as well, because it creates memorable moments that people like myself in that festival crowd now remember and think that was awesome. And I actually tried to replicate it in some of my gigs, which was awesome as well. So
I think another string is like, promoting, networking yourself, like something that doesn't come naturally to a lot of DJs, but it's when you get to that top level, it's like so important to meet people and get out there. Quite a good example is somebody local from where we're from is Clooney, who's like one of the biggest DJs in the world right now. I always knew him he was always so popular in our area, just one of them guys you just got on with straight away. And he's done it that way, and he's networked, and he got really close with like Chris Lake and stuff like that. And after that, it's when you're like naturally that kind of person, it might be a lot easier. But promoting yourself, like social media, like we said, like people who you don't even like, you're not interested in, like I said, Dylan Francis and Fisher and stuff like that. You follow them, you end up following them, and then it's like placebo effect. It's like, actually, I do like the music because I like them. I don't know if I actually do, but I like.
It's a different route to market, isn't it?
I like the person. There's a hilarious producer on called Wookie. WUKI.
Oh, I didn't know he makes videos and stuff.
Yeah,
I know his music. I didn't know.
He's got a big track at the minute, Edge of 17. He's hilarious. Like, and it's just like that's how he's made. That's how he's not signed and made his name, because he's just hilarious. But he makes unreal music.
Yeah.
Someone said here, Norman Cook, Fatboy Slim. Slim. Yes, he did produce, but he is known as being like a big DJ, I think, as well. He's known a lot as being the DJ. So
I think, obviously, like no one size fits all, but all of these kind of things culminate in like staying at a level and then taking it to the next level. 100%. Right, I do have one of these. Where is it?
Ready drama, it's all over the place. People arguing, fighting, all up in your face. Ready drama. Ready drama.
Post from Reddit this week. Am I the only one that uses the Crossfader anymore? Seriously, everyone and their grandma uses a 4-channel mixer and never touches a thing. It's right there. Use your equipment. Do you want to hear the comments?
Go on then.
Do I?
That is a drama.
That's caveman shit, bro. Just sync them up and hit the auto transition button. Fuck that. Hit cruise autoplay and then concentrate on just looking good. Wait, this is the best one. Fuck that, man. I just gave ChatGPT a playlist for me Music MLM mixed it for me, and Synthesizer created an avatar to live stream it for me. Oh, amazing.
I love it.
Like, I mean, I still use Crossfader now and again, but I guess what you mean. They never. I don't know many DJs that use it now, because anytime I go to a DJ booth, the Crossfader's not like on. You know,
it's always
it's always in the deactivated. So
how weird would it be though if they brought out equipment that didn't have a crossfader on? There was the DJing V10 LF, which is long fader, but that's like the only piece of equipment that's ever not had a crossfader.
Any DJ company wants to go viral. Whoever's first to market with a crossfaderless controller.
Do you know what's weird about this? So I saw on Reddit someone made like a 3D printed this like lock for the crossfader, like sat in it so they couldn't move it. Like, why would you want to do that?
Crossfader off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't waste your time.
That's mad.
It's always funny when you're DJing with a DJ who doesn't use a crossfader. They'll be like mixing, and like they'll knock it, and the sound will go off. And they're like, "What? Oh, what's going on? Trying everything, trying everything." And you just go like, move the crossfader in the middle. Like, oh yeah, thanks. It's happened so many times.
Yeah.
DJ Shane on Twitch said, still necessary for hip hop DJs.
100%, obviously, without a doubt. But like you say, you'll do a hip hop set, and then the house guy will come on, and I'll just knock the crossfader. Or I'll just mess with him and just knock it to one side.
The panic, the sheer panic.
What's going on?
Yeah, and we might have to rebrand as Upfader.
Yeah, we should just make like a one channel, one CDJ. Just one. Call it the one. Yeah. So there's one fader,
one play
CDJ,
button,
one play button.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Yep.
It links to Spotify, and that's it.
I love though how the DJ scene owns this though. Like the amount of people that jump back on that Reddit thread and are like, all I need is like a playlist and Spotify, and do you know what I mean? There's you can own it as well, and this is where I think there's always so much drama around what makes a DJ.
Big time.
And the irrelevance of DJs apparently that's coming. But I mean, I've never known more people want to DJ. So it says something, you know.
Like I say, I think just big respect to like the big ones online doing it. Your James Hypes, your Fred Agains, all of these guys are literally filtering down like you wouldn't believe. The inspiration on to the like the grassroots is just like exceptional. And that's not why they're doing it. It's just that is like the bonus effect of all these big, like, you know, boiler rooms, like all the big mix mags, DJ mags, all of that kind of thing, trickling down to like the 16-year-old kid who goes on YouTube, sees a thing, and is like, right now, which is sick. Right, guys, we're going to get to some questions very soon. So if you've got a question about anything, Jamie's favoriting them, and we are going to get to it. If you are watching live and if you listen to the podcast every week, we want to give you guys some value. So it is, you guys can get a 20% discount on any of our courses. So if you're watching, if you're listening, you just go to wearecrossfader.co.uk, check out some courses if you want to learn something new today, like today. The code is off the record. And like I say, it's 20% off only for legends that listen to this podcast. Not for all of the losers. Right, we're going to get into a game that I only thought of about an hour ago. So let's see if it works. We're doing a quiz, guys.
Okay.
We mix it up.
Okay.
We're doing a quiz. I know that the stream's always a little bit behind, but feel free to join in. And interesting, because when I saw that Norman Cook Fatboy Slim, that's the kind of theme of this quiz. So I'm going to get to some celebrities. I'm going to say the real names.
Okay.
And then you're going to guess. And then if you can't guess on the first guess, I'll give you a clue. And whoever gets it first is the winner. Right. Start off with some easy ones, and then we'll go. And some are interesting.
I'm going to be terrible at this.
You know, so for example, if I said Marshall Mathers,
Eminem.
Right, we get the game. It's very easy, and I'll just have to think of some clues on the spot. So yeah, we'll make it diverse as possible, but play along. We'll go celebrity names and try and guess the celebrity. First name, Aubrey Graham.
Drake.
Yes. Ding.
I didn't know that.
Ding. Yeah, Aubrey Graham.
So they're not just DJs; they're artists.
No, we're gonna do. Yeah,
Everyone.
we're gonna do DJs. We're gonna do.
Okay.
There's a little bit of everything. I think.
Okay, cool.
I think.
Yeah, DJ Shane got that.
Nice. We'll start with some simpler ones. Sean Carter.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I was going to say P. Diddy. I was like, no.
Oh, close. Close. So,
I was going to say Lil Wayne for some reason.
1-0. Let's try. Let's go with. Ooh, let's go with. Ooh. Let's go with Stacey Ferguson.
Oh, I don't know.
Clues in the surname.
Fergie.
Yeah. Let's try and find some. Oh, yeah. I love this one. Calvin Broadus Jr.
Oh,
It's not Calvin Harris, is it? No.
no.
Is that his stage?
Cal-
Calvin what?
Calvin Broadus Jr.
Calvin Broaders Jr.
There's no clue in the name.
No, I know this.
Yeah,
I
need the
do know
first-
this.
Right.
First clue.
I-
They help you?
Yeah.
He's,
Is it?
he's quick. This guy's quick.
Yeah,
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg. My first clue is you can be weed. You get it, right?
Yeah,
Or,
we get it.
like we see him every day.
I'm
You see
learning
him
something
every day.
new in this podcast, though. I've got to say. You guys did a song with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did the jingle. Why is that not the clue?
I know.
Let's go. You should get this. Tim Bergling.
Avicii.
Yeah. Nice. Anton wait a minute. Anton Zazlavaski.
Zed?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
well
did you get
done.
that?
Yeah,
You heard
nice.
that before.
No, I just guessed the Z.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Zed,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Maybe that was it. He couldn't pronounce the surname. Like, so many people are like, how do you pronounce your surname?
Yeah.
How do you
Zed.
pronounce your surname? So it's like,
Yeah.
Zed. Just shot into Zed.
Thomas Pence.
Diplo.
Oh, yeah.
You're good at this.
Danny's on
I
it.
don't know any of this.
You probably get this one as well. Joel Zimmerman.
Deadmau5.
Yeah, do you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, let's make it a bit harder. Armando Christian Perez.
Armand Van
feel like-
Helden?
I recognise that. Armando.
Say the surname again.
Armando Christian Perez.
Not
Sounds like a
A-Track?
footballer.
No. Clue. First clue. Rapper.
Oh.
I'm stuck. Where's our guy?
I'll
Come
give
on, DJ Shane.
you-
We need the answer.
Summertime rapper.
So
What? Jazzy Jeff?
no, I was thinking summertime then
Like,
as well.
as in the summer. Usually hearing around summertime.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. No, it's gone.
No.
Oh.
Mr. 305?
Oh, really?
Pitbull?
Pitbull.
Yeah, someone said Pitbull.
Oh, well, we got that wrong.
What was he called? Armando.
Armando. What was it now? Armando Christian Perez.
Mr. Worldwide.
Interesting.
Adam Richard Wiles.
Very, very.
Calvin Harris.
Yes.
I would just say it's a very British name.
Yeah.
It is. There's one on this list. It says Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Like you're not gonna. Like, you're not
Oh, not a clue.
let's do a few more.
Is that Solange?
You'll know this. Sonny Moore.
Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go a bit tougher. Let's go with.
I mean, they're all pretty tough.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, Alicia Moore, singer.
Alicia Moore.
Alicia
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 Keys.
Moore.
singer.
Alicia Keys?
No.
No.
Think of
Is
a
that her real name?
Think of a color.
Pink.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice. Too easy that clue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I want to got that.
Let's do a couple.
I thought her name was Pink.
DJ Shane is just like.
Is he on
needs to
fire?
he needs to be on this podcast.
Yeah, he
because
does.
He needs to be. Well, he's on my team.
Onika Tanya Maraj.
What's she called? The
No, I don't know.
Onika Tanya Maraj.
is it not Cardi B?
Oh, close.
Is it?
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I need to. Right, I'm gonna watch DJ Shane.
You
You carry on, and I'm gonna.
Stephanie Joanne Garmonata.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Cameron Jabril Thomas, rapper.
Cameron.
There's no clue. There's no clue. Is there
Don't
a name?
know.
Oh, is it Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. That is fuck. Oh, that is sick.
Fair.
Let's do a couple more. Let's do. Oh my god. No. Right, no, we'll end on this one because it won't get topped. Jonathan Smith.
No way.
Give up.
I mean, fair play for changing the name.
Jonathan Smith. And it couldn't be further from Jonathan Smith.
I love this.
Don't say it's like marshmallow or
Right,
something.
No.
waiting for DJ Shane.
No. Come
on, Shane.
Don't spoil this one because it's amazing. Right.
I'll cover it.
Right, Jonathan Smith, clue. Hype man.
Hype man.
Yeah.
Who for?
Everyone.
Say-
Everyone.
Yeah.
No, it's not Fat Man Scoop, is it?
The other one. The other one.
The other one.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Jonathan Smith.
Jonathan Smith. My whole world has just changed.
Wow.
It's like upside down.
Okay. All right, Jonathan, calm down.
It really
Do you know what
sound-
we need next week is the like alter ego name. So all the producers that have come back with a second.
I need to know what Fat Man Scoop's real name is now. Isaac Freeman III. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Sounds like a king.
Yeah. Oh, I've just found some. Oh, I might save these. I've just found a load more.
Someone said James Hype, Jonathan Smith. Yeah.
Clifford Smith, Mr. Vegas. Oh, that was fun.
That was good, yeah. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Nice.
As ever, guys, if you are listening, please do like and subscribe. Our subscriber count jumped up so much last week, so thank you so much. And obviously doing it live is helping as well. So please subscribe if you are listening. Leave a review. I think, is that on Apple you leave reviews? I think so.
On Spotify.
Yeah. Okay, you do it on Spotify.
Give us 5
Also,
stars.
on Spotify, there's a little like engagement thing where you can do like a little poll at the bottom of it. So if you can actually watch this video on Spotify, if you didn't even know that. I didn't actually know this until we started this. You can watch videos on Spotify.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it, there's like I usually put out a poll or like a question as well, so you can get involved that way as well. But yeah, if you can subscribe, that'd be amazing. Should we do some questions?
Yeah, I've got some. Obviously, those that are watching live, feel free to get your burning questions in. We've not got loads this week.
No, but
so
we're stuck for time anyway because
get...
Jamie's got to go see his child.
Yes. Right, someone asked, are we going to see any more launches from Pioneer this year?
Gee, I hope not.
We had a lot.
We're having a nice break. We've got a staff night out planned.
Yeah.
I don't need any stress right now thinking about it.
I guarantee we're going to be on the staff night out. We're going to get ding
emails. CDJ 5000.
Guess what?
We don't think so. My theory is XZ2 this year. It's a theory that the longer it goes on, the weaker it's getting. But I think end of this year XZ2. But they usually do January, so
yeah, maybe Jan.
I'd be surprised. They went hard this year, so we can't really complain if there's no more.
Yeah, Pioneer, put your feet up, please.
Yeah.
Well, Assassin on YouTube.
By the way, sorry, there is stuff coming, just not Pioneer.
Yeah,
there you go.
We can say that.
Okay.
What's the best entry level controller?
Yeah.
Flex 4.
Flex 4.
Yeah.
Probably.
They've kind of ticked the box with that.
I guess so. Or like, I'd still say that like the Mixed Stream Go is that entry level Mixed Stream Go? Bit intermediate.
Yeah, because the price point is definitely more.
Yeah.
It's still, I'd still say it's like an entry level controller, but it's got an intermediate price point.
Still love it. Hercules 500 personally. Still love that.
Yeah. I'd say
really
that or the Flex 4.
Really like that. The Flex 4, you got Serato and Record Box, and you've got an app. It's like hard to not go for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've got one. Can you recommend? This is from Leon on Facebook. Can you recommend Record Pool where I can download banger remixes? So,
well, here's let me think about it differently. Like, if you've been listening to podcasts last couple of weeks, like, I'm super into SoundCloud, Bandcamp, finding banger remixes and edits that way of like DJs making like the edits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So not like your official remixes of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
bootlegs.
Bootlegs are. I'm just in love with them. I'm just like obsessed with hunting for bootlegs at the minute.
Yeah.
If you really want to pull, the 3 or 4 we recommend are DJ City, BPM Supreme, themashup.co.uk, doingthedamage.com, Zip DJ. Yeah. They're the big ones.
Yeah.
But try and go deeper, and I think you'll enjoy it more.
Helps you stand out.
Yeah.
I've got a few comments here, just sort of back to back, but basically just to get the gist over. So. Saying, I'm sure it's covered somewhere, but can you help with advice? How do you organize music now? The folders. I come from a time when DJing was with CDs, and I'm kind of used to track names next to CDs. And then, like, organizing is the most challenging for me. I have 11 gigabyte folder of music, mostly classics and cheese and hip hop. It's not even a lot, but I'm struggling.
So you will have the dreaded folder of CDs. Like I used to have a folder of CDs, and every CD was written on with the track list like on the CD. Or used to cut out square pieces of paper and put the track list in, and I've still got it in my garage somewhere. Like I don't want to throw it away. I don't know what I'm keeping it for. But
do you remember when CDs got scratched? Your tracker go, and you're like, oh right, that's something I got content with.
But yeah, it's very for you.
It's hard because she's saying that. It was just she knew where stuff was with CDs, and it's the same like when people starting with vinyl. Like you just get used to where things are, and now it feels like chaos because you've got one folder with everything in. It's gonna take a bit of time.
How about for like a month, right? Just try like a streaming service in your DJ software, and because it's got organized playlists there for you, so it will take away like that headache of you trying to sort something out. Now, I just try that and just see if you can work with. Like, because if you're, like, say, you've got loads of, like, old school house or something, try and find some folders, whether it's, like, Tidal or Beatport or something, like, old school, like, house folders, and just try and work off that for a while. Yeah. And see how you get on. Might be, like, a less stressful and sitting down and, like, burning off CDs, like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think there's a way, like, you could take that organization, if you're really comfortable with, like, the CDs, take that organization slightly and put it into a digital version. So just have smaller playlists of stuff that used to be on the same CD together. Like that could work. Or you're gonna have to. I always say to people, don't let it become a huge task. Just do little bits as you go along mixing.
Yeah, sure.
While you're just mixing and practicing, just when you load the track in, also drag it into a playlist. Yeah. When you load you search in the search bar for the song that you want. You load it into your player on the DJ software, and then also drag it into a playlist. You don't do that. You don't
need that much music. Seriously, it's too much. We've talked about this before on the podcast. Just way too much music. You don't need loads and loads of music.
This is a good one. Someone said, less is more, ? Now, everything is mixing quickly in transitions, but when you are doing a set for a few hours, let's say 4 hours, read the crowd and go with the flow. What do you think about the new trends? I think there's just different styles of DJing. There's no need for people to go crazy and do all this fast mixing and crazy, transitions, but it can bring an element to your sets if you want to do that. I think it's, you could say it's a trend, but there's been all sorts, DJing started by literally people beat juggling, like looping sections of, so that's how DJing started. So there's always been that kind of like performance side to DJing, and it's just that it's changed with technology. Now you can choose to partake in it or not. DJing can be as simple as just cleanly mixing songs and enjoying the music and playing the right songs at the right time. That is the basis of DJing, but you can choose to take it further if you want. And I think some people will gravitate more towards hearing a DJ do something very creative with music, and other people don't want that. They don't want to hear like crazy mashups. They want to hear their favorite songs cleanly and seamlessly blended into a longer set, and it's just different styles.
You tend to navigate towards who inspires you. Like we were saying earlier in this podcast, there's just different sections. You've got your DJ crazes and your A-tracks who like I grew up watching, and like I wanted to be a creative DJ, so I love the thought of turntables and the Battlestar mixer. And then you've got like the kind of the techno scene where it's just like long transitions, big build-ups and big breakdowns and stuff like that. But you will navigate like naturally towards your own section of the industry. Yeah,
this is a good one as well. A 1 hour set. Would you do it on USB or laptop?
USB.
Next question.
Yeah, this is what the reason why is because I did this right. So when I started doing like guest spots, I was only on Serato, and if you're doing an hour set, chances are there's a DJ on before and after you, and just setting up around them is just a nightmare. And some DJs just don't like it as well. And what if you like unplug like the power lead and all this stuff? It was just stressful. So yeah, for an hour set, USB all day.
Yeah.
And one more, how to start as a DJ, as in how to get your name seen. The age-old question we get asked a lot. We've covered it in many ways.
Yeah, go to wearecrossfader.co.uk/free. There's a lot of free resources that you can get your head around if you just want to learn. If you mean start like from scratch, like there's free tutorials on laptops. We've got free tutorials on beginner controllers. You can download our free music pack. You can download our free sample pack, and you can start today, basically.
Yeah. But then getting your name out there, there's so many other things to do.
Step, yeah.
There's so many things. You cover it a lot in our How to Get Gigs DJ course, don't you, Lawrence? So that's definitely something worth checking out. Sure. And just a reminder that we do have 20% off with Off the Record code, so you can use that to go get 20% off that course.
Amazing.
People are asking a lot about organising music. Yeah, I think it's something that
we're looking into, guys.
Stuck on, but don't worry, we've got you covered. It will be coming.
There are already some tutorials on YouTube for organising your playlist. You go and have a look at that. But we've got you covered more extensively coming soon. Yeah. Guys, it's been fun, but sushi awaits us.
Yep.
Jamie's got to go see his new baby. Me and Danny are going to eat all the sushi that will fit on Crossfader's credit card. And if you want to follow along, we'll probably upload some stories as well. So thank you so much as well. It means a lot. Thank you for joining in. And we won't be here next week. It will be a rerun of our some best bits from the podcast. So loads of advice from big DJs like A-Track, Suat, SK83, DJ Puffy. We might throw in some ones from like Mixcloud and stuff like that. So we will be back in 2 weeks, but there will be a podcast next week that you can listen to as well. So thank you so much.
And I just want to say personal thank you to everyone on the live that's been congratulating me as well. Nice. So yeah, I see you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.